Happy Makar Sankranti.
You are doing?
I'm doing good, sir.
You are enjoying. That's great.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hmm. What subject are you teaching?
I teach English, sir, recently. I'm teaching English. Otherwise, I was teaching English, maths, science,
Which
computer,
which classes?
grade 1 and 2,
Grade 1 and 2.
and
So
even 3 for now.
that is great for you to join and learn
Yes,
something new. Those
yes, sir.
which are hidden from the people.
Yes,
You see,
sir.
basically, this series is for the persons who are interested in developing the character of their child. More important. Because these days there are no values, etiquettes, mannerism, and a number of other things.
Yes, sir.
Then good habits, bad habits. I'm going to do one webinar on 30th and 31st. That is on classroom management. Meenakshi Datta ji has also come. That is great. Meenakshi Datta ji, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm
आप
fine, thank you.
You are also from Word Phoenix, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
अभी आपने क्या कर दिया हाथ के आती है So that is great.
No, we have a habit of saying ma'am to Matkikar ma'am. That's why.
हाँ, generally this becomes a habit. And then Manika
Uh,
Thakurji has also come. This is also great. I'll just Dipali Gawade ji is also there. This is great. This is from Joshika Subhaji from the first time that she has marked P in the chat box. Then Megha Agarwal ji is also there. Megha ji, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
They know when a Zoom meeting goes on, what is required. They're all
Madam, I
good
told
and trained.
them. I told
Good evening,
them
sir.
to mark the P, and most of them, only one or two will be just jotting down their notes, which is very important for them. Although self-made notes are more important than what is being presented to them ready-made. But most of them, they don't understand this particular difference.
Yes.
You see, everything is written in the books.
Yes.
But then why should we make notes? And those who make notes, that is in their own, what you call, own script, own language, own comprehension, own understanding of the concepts. And when they
Yes.
revise from their own notes, they understand well. What I will be presenting through recording will not be that much helpful. Will be helpful, 90% it will be helpful. I'll just, there are 8 people have come. Yes, that is good, Meghaji. This is great you have done. So it is better to mark presence P in your chat box. And it is 32. I'm going to start now. I'll ask everybody, each one of you, to just open up your video for 10 seconds. Deepshika ji, Monika ji, Sweta Vishwakarma ji is not there. Megha Agarwal ji is there. Gaware ji is there today. Rajneesh Vaishnav
Shweta
ji
is
is
there. Shweta is very much there.
Good evening, sir. Good
good
evening, ma'am.
evening ji. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Sweta ji. Sweta
Yes,
Vishwakarma
sir.
ji is also come.
Yes, sir.
That is great. Just open up your videos for 10 seconds. Then only then I'll start sharing the screen. Manika Thakur ji, Revati ji, and Joshika Subha ji, just for 10 minutes. Oh, 10 seconds. Dipali ji, just for 10 seconds, open up your videos so that I can see you are physically present in the class. After that, you can put off your videos and relax.
Good evening, sir.
Just the kids. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Just like the kids used to do in your classes when you were taking
Yes.
classes through
Yes.
webinars of your subjects during COVID. Most of the people, most of the students, they used to do is that they will show up their face and then put up their logo or whatsoever their images on this what do you call WhatsApp or wherever it is. Now the thing is ki it is 33, 34. I'm going to share the screen, let others come in between. All right, so that will be rather better. I don't know why it is not coming now.
You are the co-host, so you should be able to.
Yeah, that's right, ma'am.
Just try again, otherwise I'll make you the host.
The window you have selected is invalid. This is what I am saying. Dr. Nimita Krishna has also come. Just mark P in the chat box and open up your video, Nimita Dr. Saab.
Try it again because I've given you advance rights. Just check again.
No, ma'am.
No? Oh,
I'm just seeing.
yes. Yes.
It has come, no?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
So now you can see my screen also as well as the participants also on the right hand side of the screen. All
Yes,
of
sir.
them are here. So I'll put it a little bit right. And over here we start. It will be not more than 40-45 minutes. So let us start now. First thing first is that I will ask you people a number of questions, but does it bug you when your children ask back, shout at their parents, barge other people's out the way, roll their eyes, and leave mangled food remains on the table, on the floor, or wherever they want, even though they are old enough to know better than how to handle all these things, all those situations? But still, does it bug you or not? So it is frustrating. And at that time, you just think about crawling under the floorboards or just hiding yourself behind some what you call in a corner or in behind a cupboard or something like that. So whatever your response is, thinking about why bad manners among annoy or upset, please mute yourself.
Yes. I think all are muted now.
You have muted, no? That's great. So there is nothing to be worried about it, whether our response is helping children to develop manners that way or not. Because generally we are not concerned about most of the times when the child is kid from 0 to 2 years of the age. we generally ignore such behavior and we just only laugh it out. You see, to us, the etiquette is made up of two parts. Number one is manners, and number two is rules or laws for various occasions. So that means which is the formal events or the everyday life. This might include using the proper fork, knowing when to applaud, how to shake hands, and hundreds of them. Even you can add up to what manners I am going to discuss here in this webinar, but you can, like chewing your own, chewing with your mouth closed. I've generally seen the people going into the restaurant, and then in the restaurant, you neighborhood table, the people are sitting over there, and then they are, iska pankha kam karo. Then they are chewing like, and at that time, you just stop eating. Why? Because you are irritated by this type of sound. Shaking hands, dressing appropriately. Abhi dekha, the big schools, what they call themselves to be the big schools. Their kids come out of, when they come out of the school, what they do is putting their shirt out of the pants, rolling their sleeves up to half this length, as if they are Ritik Roshan or something, just to show off. But that doesn't matter. Nobody is bothered about this thing. So the etiquettes, they are timeless and cross-cultural boundaries. They will remain same throughout the cultures. Whatsoever the culture, whatsoever the background you are coming from, the etiquettes will remain same. So the idea simply put is that ki manners are often the how and principles or etiquettes are why. We will discuss them one by one. To us, the etiquette is made up of two parts. Number one is manners, and number two is etiquettes, the principles of etiquettes. Now, manners can be, I have just given you three, four, five examples, but there can be hundreds or even thousands. Don't talk in between when two elders are talking. Don't sit with them when they are talking with the guest, and something so on and so forth. I will discuss a few of them. While the principles of etiquettes or etiquettes themselves, they are based on three principles. Etiquettes are based on three principles. Number one is consideration. Number two is respect. And number three is honesty. And these are the three qualities which stand behind all the manners, whatsoever the manners you are exhibiting, you are practicing. These three principles are the strengthening pillars for all these three, all the manners: consideration, respect, and honesty. Now, often we don't even realize where our customs have come from. Over the generations, ages, I know in my generation, there were up to seventh generation, I know everybody. My great, great, great grandfather. But before him, so we think of others also as well as ourselves also. When we are concerned about the children having good manners, it is about having thinking about themselves as well as others. Whatsoever you see, there is one theory or philosophy called Giga: good in, good out, bad in, bad out. So whatsoever goes into you, that will come out. And that is why etiquettes and manners, they can be taught or they can be modeled by the parents. Where to hold the fork, where to hold the knife. See? fork on the in the left hand, knife in the right hand. So, opening the door for ladies, opening the chair for the ladies and elderly people. So, the manners matter because they have to do something or rather everything living cooperatively together. If I am good to others, others will be good to me. We will be cooperating with each other, helping each other, and coordinating with each other. Generally, I tell you one thing. Okay, I went to one of my friends' son, his family. He is in Mumbai himself. So what happened over there is his son, who was 5 or 6 years, he came over there and then he started talking in between. So what his sentences came out of his mouth, ये बुड्ढे बुड्ढे लोग ऐसे ही करते हैं. They don't realize कि you tell me one thing, which is better, to learn by your own experience and failures, or to learn from the experience of those who have done the mistake earlier, rectified them, and made them appropriate to be adopted by others. Which one is better? Write in the chat box. Yourself or others. The experience of others is more important. And this is what we are talking about when we teach our kids about these manners. The elderly person struggling to lift something heavy, a pregnant woman needing a seat on the bus. So, this is basically appreciation of gift or kindness given. If you offer a seat, the elderly person will say, nahi, nahi, beta, aap betho. Or on the other hand, he will appreciate also, कि yes, you do have good etiquettes, good manners. Thank you very much. If he is also one of the cultured person, in return, he will say, thank you. I say thank you to auto driver also. So what that child says to his in-laws, my friend's son-in-law, or daughter, what she said, कि in this house, exactly everything will happen according to my husband's will. जो मेरे husband चाहते हैं वही होगा इस घर में. Which means we cannot lie down or incline on a sofa set. We cannot take rest in the afternoon. This has been my habit for ages. I am 62 years. When I was a kid, my grandfather used to tell me, you take your what you call breakfast between 8 to 10. अभी मैं देखता हूँ कि 10:30 बजे तो लोग ब्रेकफास्ट करते हैं. क्यों जी? You see, the longest period of time when our stomach or we are hungry is the night time when we are sleeping. So our stomach is empty right in the morning. So what will be happening to us? At what that time? We must take some fruits, some juices in the beginning, then have some breakfast, proper breakfast. पराठा भी होते हैं. मैं यूपी का रहने वाला हूँ, वेस्टर्न यूपी. So over in our areas, paratha is very popular. Stuffed. And the people take, अभी तो लेना शुरू कर दिया. Oats भी हैं, muesli भी है, fruit nuts भी हैं, and number of things. Fruit chaat भी ले लेते हैं. So that these are the things which you must take care. So during one period of history, they were necessarily good. They learned from the experience. And just one, this is one little example I'm giving you now. You see, if you do you know where from this slogan came? Ladies first. This is in the European context. Basically, in the pre-sanitation era, what they used to do is that the dirty water out of the linen being washed in a bucket, they used to have the dirty water in the bucket, and then they used to throw it out of the window without thinking about who is going on the road, and it will be unhappy soaking for the pedestrian who is crossing your window. So a gentleman would help a lady get in the shelter of the residence as quickly as possible so that she doesn't get wet with the dirty water. And therefore, it came ladies first. And if you grow up in Africa, these are few examples. In earlier times, good manners means the man entered the house first. Why? Because in African countries, there is a lot of what do you call trouble or problem if there is some snake or lion or any wild creature in the house. So he will get in first and check that it is safe for the ladies to come in to protect his family. So in the European countries, it will be ladies first, and in the African countries, it is the gentlemen first. Now, what is the importance? It is very important to know how to have good etiquettes, because if you want to land a job, you want to get into a good school, you want to build a good career, strong career, or maintain a lasting personal relationship. I've seen some people on social media, they are uh, very frequently connecting with others, giving them happy birthday, sir, happy birthday, Ajay, happy birthday, Sneha, on the Facebook itself. And if they are in their personal contact on WhatsApp, also they will convey the same message, similar message. The Emily, you see, Emily post was done by Emily, who lived nearly 54 years ago now. From now, 54 years ago, when you people were not born, Nivedita ma'am was probably around 20 years. I was also a kid of 10, 12 years. I'm 10 years junior to him, her. अभी थोड़ा सा लफड़ा हो गया. So they basically, good manners reflect something from inside by virtue of etiquettes and respect for self. I want the same thing happening to me. I will welcome that. So that is the guiding force for having good manners. So proper etiquette communicate what kind of person we are to other people. And it is very hard to miss such manners. If someone is courteous to you, if someone uses good manners, it is very hard to miss it. Next is etiquettes is all about understanding, kindness, respect. जैसे मैंने बोला, respect, consideration for others, and improving relationship. In the world where we live, we have the means to communicate 24 hours, except those 10 hours in the night when, or 8 hours in the night when we are sleeping, across multiple platforms. And how we behave with the people outside our relation, outside our families, but they are known to us through social media. Social media bhi for last 15 years or so, it has come into existence. Before that, we used to communicate with the people whom we met on a in a grocery shop, on an ice cream parlor, and so on. So etiquette is more important even than before. Politeness, kindness, good manners, they they will never go out of style and have real world results. देखिए आप कितनी happiness. अच्छा, first thing is कि if somebody appreciates you, it will be giving you a good control over your happiness. I will be conducting this happiness classroom on 5th of February. Happiness classroom. It gives you happiness. The good manners, when somebody appreciates us, they give us happiness. And certainly appreciation will give us one confidence we develop. Okay, this is the way people like us to behave, and they are comfortable and relaxed when we communicate with them. It is not about being perfect or being prim and proper, but it is about your social class, profession, ethnicity, even gender also. We can be polite to the ladies and elder people, but what about the people who are of our own age? It is not dependent about any of these things: social class, profession, ethnicity, gender, or the monetary financial status of you or your family. Nothing it has done. It is generally simply help us to know how to behave and conduct ourselves in different environments. So it is how to treat others respectfully and appropriately, how to read social cues and communicate effectively. Now, the principles of etiquette is: number one, respect. That can be a feeling and it can be demonstrated in our actions and words, even actions also. If a captain serves us food in a restaurant, we should be thankful to him. Tips. Anybody can tell me the full form of tips? Anyway, if anybody knows, write it in the cues, in the chat box. The incentive for prompt service, TIPS. The incentive for prompt service, that is tips. अब वो कहते टिप्स क्यों दे? यही वजह है prompt service के लिए. And that is great. That is the way you give him respect. If he is serving you food in a restaurant, can you do the same thing? If a PN is bringing you a cup of coffee, can you do the same thing to him? Certainly, we don't reciprocate the same way, but at least we should be thankful. We can be thankful. And that is the way we do communicate our manners. So that to recognize their worth and value as human beings. Refrain from demeaning. Captain, give me a cup of coffee. And another way is, Captain, please bring me a cup of coffee. So, refusing to laugh. You don't laugh if somebody does anything awkward. It might be demeaning, racist. Generally, people go for that, but it is not. Intentional acts such as being on time. Generally, I have seen, अभी यहाँ पर देखिए ना, 6:30 का टाइम है, 6:25 मैंने चैट उसमें व्हाट्सएप में मैसेज में लिख दिया था 6:25 everybody must enter, but still there are 11 people only. Of course, they are expected to be, there are expected to be 14 plus 6 more. Yeah, 5 more out of 21. Now 14.
Sorry, sir, I am late.
What is that? No problem, Dr. Saab, no problem. Sir, मैं आपको नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Not particularly you. So, consideration is about heavy empathy for others. Other person. If you are empathetic, you will consider him. He might be poor, he might be rich, he might be weak, he might be aged. But it is a thoughtful behavior. How I have to react to this. And that action, the manners, they come out same way to everybody. Everybody. Dr. Sir, please mark P in the chat box. So what can you do for those around you and how your actions will affect them? Help a friend or a stranger in need to behave as a token of respect, appreciation, praise. Honesty is telling about the truth. It is the truth itself as well as avoiding lies. So, acting sincerely, if we act sincerely, then it will be honest. You have to be honest. There we have to have a benevolent honesty rather than brutal honesty, without causing embarrassment or pain. If a PN comes to sometime, a PN comes to your school serving you coffee and whatsoever he files and everything throughout the day, and you sarcastically remarks, क्यों बाबू आज तो बिल्कुल स्मार्ट लग रहे हो, that way he might feel embarrassed and feel he go for a this thing shying smile. सर ऐसे ही है, आज शादी में जाना, I have to go to attend a marriage in the evening, right from here I will go there. So the benevolent honesty will be in that case कि you don't run here and there too much, it will be spoiling your dress, so take it easy, and rather having a stool, have a chair. So altogether, when three principles are working together, so you feel your soul to be gracious and excellent relationships. As being son or daughter or kids, they go back, he goes back, डैडी आज स्कूल में क्या हुआ, आज तो आप इतने बढ़िया सज के गए थे, अरे आज तो प्रिंसिपल साहब ने he appreciated me too much, he appreciated me. So that is the way he will feel boasted, right? Next is now general professional etiquettes. Attire, मैंने अभी इसके बारे में आपको बोला, I'll not go. Your PN might wear the uniform the school has provided, but it should be clean and pressed. In some of the schools which are not considering themselves to be A grade, top schools, I've seen a number of principals putting up on the Facebook, top 100 principal, top 100 schools of the country. That doesn't make any difference unless and until you have got etiquettes and manners. अभी तो बहुत सारी चीजें. First one was curiosity in the child. The second one, this one is बच्चे को ठीक से तैयार होना सिखाइए, right from the time when he starts going to the school. Properly clean and pressed, ironed clothes, uniform, wearing necktie properly, having a proper hairstyle, shining shoes, and everything. So if it becomes a habit, last one, हमारा good habits, bad habits है इसके बारे में. This is why mindfully I have kept all these four in one after the other. So what you like to wear on the weekend to a club is not okay to wear when teaching. Punctuality is number 2. If you are going to attend a meeting, your principal has asked for the meeting at 10, 11 o'clock in the staff room, I will come. So you should all be ready in your seats, ready with your pen, pad of papers or something like that to note down what he says, he discusses. Whereas he has come to announce one particular thing, this Saturday, this second Saturday will be a working Saturday, just like today it is. And most of the people sigh, oh, without accepting those 2, 3, or 4 staff people, teaching people who wait for him to finish. So in place of this, I will give you additional holiday in Diwali break. There will be 4 days. I'll give you fifth one. You can take this over there. So you will be happy. So if you need to leave beforehand, you just informing, sir, midway I will be leaving. But when leaving, you just say, put a signal to him, sir, may I, without speaking, and then slowly put off your chair, move out quietly so that the meeting is not disturbed. Most of the time, the principles are understanding. Effectiveness. Use your work time effectively. अभी मैंने देखा free time में generally teachers, staff people in the other companies, I have worked in the corporate also, they take out mobile and WhatsApp में message check कर ले. Obsessively checking out their works. This is WhatsApp account. Facebook देख लेंगे. During working hours, it is not appreciated. It is not an appropriate behavior also. There have been a number of incidents like this. Behavior in a meeting, I have told you, checking your cell phone, or means talking to a person in a very low voice. Of course, it is not disturbing, but your action might distract other people from the what the principal is saying in the meeting. And if it is an emergency, you just show a finger to the principal who is hosting the meeting and, sir, this type of signal that I want to go out, just 2 minutes. He will understand and then step out of the room discreetly or wait for a break. Communication. I have seen a number of people communicating with different type of grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes, number of things that is not expected. And this type of communication skills you can develop in your kid by asking him to read aloud. I am a product of Kendra Vidyalaya where there is not much English speaking environment. But when I used to go to my village, to my grandfather, during those 50 days, 45 days, he used to bring an English paper from the market. And then in the evening time, because that was summer break, it was used to be a longer day. In the evening time, his elderly friends would come in, assemble in our, हम ही अभी उसको बोल रहे गलियारा नहीं चौबारा, that is under a burger tree, and everybody is listening to the news in English. That way my English improved. Then grammar also. When you get upset, do you get upset when you get an email where the wrong words are used? THERE is there, THEIR is also there. So that is a mistake. So please take time to proofread your emails or messages. In WhatsApp, there is a new feature that you can edit your mail. The person who is receiving that will not be getting 3 dots on the right hand top corner. Select that particular message, 3 dots over there, it is written edit. You edit it, correct it, rectify the grammar, spelling, and then move on. So, email communication मैंने अभी बताया, discretion. Talking about something, your students, your school, your principal, everything, it should be discreet, which means it should not be always appropriate to discuss such topics, but can be very easy to gossip. स्टाफ रूम में देखिए आप, कॉर्पोरेट्स में देखा है मैंने, आजकल आशा मैम चेयरमैन के पास कमरे में बहुत जा रही हैं. You don't think about that she is taking responsibility himself or herself to take up some task which she thinks she can do easily and will save time for the principal, and I am free. It is very easy to fall into the gossip. So try to avoid this trap. Cliques also, where the staff is primarily female, which is in the school environment, we have seen there are a number of people going for these cliques. Oh, not gossip. How can we expect our students to respect their teachers, their other staff people, group D staff or other, if we don't treat them and practice this behavior? Next is language, appropriate language. Mr. Sir can be used. Dr. Senapati Sir. One is to be used, another is not to be used. Dear Dr. Senapati. Right. Dear Miss Asha. Right. Social media communication, उसमें स्कूल की बातें, school talks keep away. You never know who might be reading those uh, gossips about the school, the principal, the other staff members, the students, their behavior, their attitude, the way they talk and move. Sometime you may have bitter relation with such a person who knows about your all the stories, and he might turn back towards you. So don't go for social media communication. When your secretary, say for example, if she helps out with something, your PN is having wearing a suit to attend the marriage ceremony in the evening, one of the teachers can bring a cup of coffee. That doesn't make any, your secretary can bring, doesn't make any difference. But you should be thankful. You should be thankful to your PN also. Try to do that. Start. It will become your habit, which we will be covering in the 4th module on 24th. Respect. Now non-teaching staff के साथ same thing comes. Respect, appreciate their work. Well done, Babu. Very good. You are looking smart. Very good. Appreciate their work. Very good. Thank you very much. You are very fast. Discretion मैंने बताया, same rules apply. Social media communication with the group D, this non-teaching staff, same thing. Administrator के साथ तो इसके साथ थोड़ा सा और we have to go higher. Generally, I have seen, I was working in one residential school. Over there, I have seen one person, good morning, इतनी जोर से उसने किया principal के सामने कि his head touched the chair, the visitor's chair in his office. Not that much respect. So, regardless of any differences I have discussed earlier, what type of differences can be? Gender can be there, their financial status can be there. A number of things I have discussed earlier, not to consider them. Respect should be respect for each and everybody, whosoever you come in contact. Communication, I have told you the same things apply here also. A little bit more courteous. So you can go for a quick phone call during the meeting. Sir, just, और अभी तो व्हाट्सएप में ये मैसेज है कि आई विल कॉल यू लेटर, कॉल के अंदर, नॉट व्हाट्सएप, कॉल के अंदर है प्री रिकॉर्डेड और प्री रिटन messages. I am in a meeting, we'll talk you later. We'll talk to you later. We'll call you later. So, or because it may take some longer discussion. Now, next thing is ये एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के साथ, देन पेरेंट्स, पेरेंट्स के साथ डोंट डिस्कस अदर स्टूडेंट्स. आशा को और आभा की मदर के साथ नहीं डिस्कस करना है. ले ऑफ. पनिशमेंट नहीं करनी है, पनिशमेंट करी है तो डिस्कस नहीं करना है, आपके स्कूल में बजट कट हो गया है, डोंट डिस्कस इट विद योर इवन फैमिली आल्सो, even your family also. Respect, parents need more respect. The maximum or the most deserving people on this earth who deserve your respect in the older age specifically are there your parents. Respect them. Spend some time with them when you come back home. Right? Timing. When the parents do not like to hear the unimportant, they don't want to hear the important issue, particularly if it is negative. So they might take it as a gossip. Why you are talking like this? This is none of your business. Our neighbors are fighting, but what it has to do with you? In Mumbai societies, I have seen a very good manner where the people don't talk in a higher voice. They don't talk. They don't talk in a higher voice. Their parents will be more receptive if you talk to them in person, one to one communication. Similarly, now with open communication, phone call हो, जो भी आपका दुख हो, दर्द हो, problem हो, discuss it with your parents. But the next one, it is coming. Don't discuss on social media. Social talks तो वहां पे school talks तो बाहर रखनी ही है, out of purview of the social media. Your family problems, your personal problems. The next time you think about running to the grocery store in ripped sweat or an inappropriate t-shirt, think twice about who might see you there. Next is community members. Same things are applicable here. Stay away, discretion, and you be a role model. Manner wise, etiquette wise, communication, grammar, comprehension, the way you communicate, soft voice, which is digestible to anybody. अब आप सब्जी वाले के पास जाते हैं, you model the role like you are really in need of a particular vegetable. भैया गोभी है, वो कहता गोभी तो खत्म हो गई, कल आ जाएगी क्या? हाँ कल आएगी. यस ओके फाइन, आई विल टेक टुमारो मॉर्निंग. थैंक यू. थैंक यू बोलना तो अपनी एक यू मेक अ हैबिट. आई विल टेल यू हाउ टू मेक good habits. So maintain a public image as a good role model, which means smart choices. When you go in the grocery shop or a public meeting or school library or wherever, Facebook, कहाँ पे भी हैं, you go very sophisticated. Next is with students. Again, same things, appropriate relationship you have to prepare. So you may act as, your action may be friendly, but don't be friend with them. Your action may be friendly. Friendly means polite, respectful, and everything what we have discussed here. But don't go that to such an extent that the student keeps a hand on your shoulder. Right in the morning, he comes to you and greets you with a shake hand. Hello, sir. How are you? No, not to such an extent. So then setting an example with the technology, answer their cell phones during the class, not to fool around on the computer or on the social media. Social media pe aap abhi, most of the students are in your contact list, most of them. Why I am telling most of them? Because you were taking WhatsApp classes, and that is why I am saying they might use that particularly for flipped classroom. टीचिंग स्ट्रेटजीज में जो वेबिनार लेता हूं वहां पे होता है फ्लिप्ड क्लासरूम. I will discuss it with you, but that type of technology you can discuss with them. Topics and language. What topic you should discuss with your student, what can be done and how it should be done. Right? Next, respect. Same thing comes over there. The same respect as that they also deserve. Thank you, Mohit. Or my pen is not working. Can you give me your pen? Fine. You take the pen and say, while returning, thank you, Mohit, so that they feel honored. Yes, sir gives me respect. शेयरिंग पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन मैंने अभी बताया आपको, चाहे फैमिली हो चाहे पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम हो, एनीथिंग, नेवर डिस्कस विद एनीबॉडी, नेवर डिस्कस विद एनीबॉडी. The next one is gentlemen, etiquettes for gentlemen, social etiquettes मैंने अभी बताया. How do you treat ladies? 97% of the women will absolutely love being treated in a courteous manner. Good morning, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, Deepsika ji, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So that is the way.
Sorry too late. Actually, I forgot
नो
today.
प्रॉब्लम, नो
Sorry.
प्रॉब्लम. मैंने तो आपको पर्सनल दिया था, नहीं नहीं दिया. देखिए मैम,
नहीं
ये
sir.
ग्रुप में जो इनविटेशंस है, दिस इज योर ड्यूटी टू ओपन अप योर व्हाट्सएप आफ्टर 1 hour. अगर आप बिजी भी हैं, टेक अ
Yes,
ब्रेक
yes,
फॉर
yes.
ए ग्लास ऑफ वाटर, ओपन अप, सी द डॉट्स, ओपन अप. अगर ग्रुप का है तो उसको तो जरूर खोलिए. मैं
Yes, yes.
5:30 I told you people that I will be sharing the link at 5:30, but I shared it at 5 o'clock. Every
Yes.
1 hour, 2 minutes break. Have a glass of water, open your group message, and put it off, even if
Yes.
you are busy. Similarly, this is business etiquettes. अब social etiquettes में आते हैं handshake, not more than 2 to 3 minutes, and very soft, not a firm grip. Death grip नहीं होनी चाहिए. मेरे साथ थे एक, one of the parents used to come to me. Once or twice, he shook hands very tight. Third time, सर, शर्मा जी गुड मॉर्निंग. मैंने कहा सर आपसे नमस्कार करूंगा, मैं हाथ नहीं मिलाऊंगा. तो ही स्टार्टेड स्माइलिंग एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम व्हेन ही केम, नहीं सर, नहीं नहीं, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, यू आर अ सॉफ्ट पर्सन, बीइंग अ टीचर, you cannot hold on to such a pressure. Yes, certainly I cannot. So that way you should go for this thing. Now, seating in a crowded place. Seating in a crowded place means when the seating is limited, you can offer your seat to a woman, as I told you, older woman, elderly person, you can. Note to self: if a young person is wise, she will say, she will offer the seat to the elderly woman, or you may offer your seat to her. Also, appropriate it will be if offering your seat to an elderly gentleman before offering it to a younger woman. If both are standing in front of you, first to the elderly gentleman. If he denies, then to the lady. So these are all manners which you will learn. Your child will also learn if you model these things in front of him. Sermonizing, nobody of us likes sermonizing. Seating in a restaurant party, same thing applies. Pull out the chair slightly without making any noise. Help to side the chair gently when you go out of the table. Opening door for the ladies, elders, or somebody coming with a loaded packet. Open the door for a woman. Or same thing, elderly person. So don't catapult herself out of the car before you get around to her side. You have to tell the young lady, please wait, I'll open. So if you say, she will be feeling delighted because she will be feeling happy. There is somebody so much courteous. So much courteous. Then helping with jackets and coats, same thing comes. So you should be gentle, you should be respectful, you should be always polite, soft spoken in all these matters. So offer of help, if anything you are having, offering something, so what will be happening? May I help you with that? May I carry you that for you? Before you put glass or coffee mug on a table, whether it is wooden or glass, put a coaster. And if you don't see a coaster available, ask very politely your host, is there any coaster if I can use? If say, I'm sorry, then you move forward. Next is etiquette for ladies. How to be a lady. Candace Simpson की ये book है, A Contemporary Guide to Common Courtesy. That makes a point, and that was done nearly 50 years ago. Definition of a lady. In today's world, we see the ladies generally boasting of a number of things. Being highly educated, being in a higher position in job, or achieving something high, being awarded in in public. They boast of it. Just on 12th, 13th of this month, day before, I attended a webinar and I was given a certificate for participation. I put it in my WhatsApp status. One lady is over here, Megha Agarwal. Miss Megha Agarwal is here. She, when I put it up there, she also wrote me back, sir, I was also there. Sometime in future, I might prepare a webinar on gamification, because this time it was one Mr. Sagun from Nepal, but that he was going very fast. I don't go that much fast. Now, so manners have nothing to do with the money or your social status or your gender or anything. They all depend upon how well your parents have tamed you, turned you, and trained you. Just be nice. A young woman smiling, that is good. Or a young woman scowling, wearing good dress, necklace, jewelry, and but rude to someone, complaining someone, gossiping someone. So you will also be saying the same thing. वैसे तो बहुत बड़ी बनती है, but what she is doing. Don't state this word, this sentence in front of anybody. Keep it to yourself and put this in your mannerism, that don't give any statement about the behavior of anybody. 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 Right? So be gentlemanly, be gentle, womanly. Good manners for kids. Same thing. What you model, they will gain. What you sermonize, they will never gain. Next is, these are certain manners for good manners for kids as well as adults also. I'll put this window a little bit again on the right. Say please, thank you notes कभी दे दीजिए, appreciation दे दीजिए. Good manners में, if your child has done the homework last night in time, gone to bed in time, made his bed in the morning after getting out of the bed, makes less noise, is a good listener. So try to imbue these things, adopt these things, inculcate these things into your child by modeling, not sermonizing. Number of things will be there in the presentation. I will send you the recording. I have done it for quite some time now. Next, same things are over here. Be polite, put away the technology during mealtime, during conversation while you are talking to somebody else. You just start doing WhatsApp. Stop it. Listen and don't interrupt. These are the list. Having guests in your home, stand up when an elder enter a room, open the door, shake hands politely, offer to serve people who enter your room, offer them a seat. A close or elderly relative comes in, hug, give them a hug, touch the feet of the elderly person who has entered. Don't forget to introduce people in your home to visiting guests. He is my uncle, he is my mosi, he is my mama, and so on and so forth. Now, for kids, don't visit unless you have been invited. Being a guest, don't assume you can stay as long as you want. Establish to yourself a time limit. Mama को बोल के जाइए, मम्मी, I am going to Mohit's place for half an hour. Make sure that within half an hour you come back home. This is what seeking permission from your parents. Clean up your place. Don't forget to say thank you at the end of your stay when you are and excuse me and all these things. Don't mind it. You can add any number of such manners. Any number of such manners. So, how to develop? अभी मैंने बता दिया आपको. With this, we will be just ending this webinar. Whenever you wish to have a solution to any problem, any suggestions, any queries, please contact me on the same number, or you can write to me in person a mail, that is AA Sharma A, double A SHARM AA 1962 at gmail.com. Over here, I'll stop sharing and then just a question. If you have got any questions with you, please you can ask now. In the meantime, I can have, with your kind permission, a sip of water.
Good evening, Mr. Sharma.
Good evening, Nivedita ma'am.
It was such a good session. I hope the teachers who have heard,
Yes, ma'am.
follow it in the school, because mannerisms, soft skills,
Yeah,
etiquettes are of utmost importance when you present yourself in front of others.
that is right. Very much. Right.
Because I was listening to each and every word, and I think all the teachers who are here should
Hey,
definitely take this ahead, because our children nowadays do not know what is the meaning of mannerism, good manners or etiquettes.
that's right. Very much right, ma'am. The only difference is that it will never happen if you sermonize to your kids.
Yes.
It will happen if you model.
Role model.
Role model.
Exactly.
Yes. If you are talking to your own child also.
Yes. You should
राजू
know.
पानी लेके आना जरा एक glass. No. Beta, bring me a glass of water. That will be good. My wife is also sitting opposite to me. और मैंने इनसे बोला बेटा एक glass पानी लेके आना. She just gestured to start. Keeping my hand down, I just stopped her. So these are the things which you model in front of your kids, and
Yes.
they adopt it. Papa ने
Yes.
ऐसा किया, मम्मी ने ऐसा किया, I must also do.
Absolutely. That
I
is
think
same with teachers. If
yes,
teachers behave professionally in school,
Ma'am,
automatically the
very
children will.
right. Very much right. No doubt about it. Principal is calling a teacher to his office,
Hmm.
and I am teaching an important topic. पहले तो बात ये है कि I was principal for 18 years. उस 18 साल में आज तक कभी भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि प्रिंसिपल यूज्ड टू गिव मी प्रियन उनको बुला के लेके आओ, प्रियन अगर साहब बुला रहे हैं, we had an understanding कि if I am in urgent need of you, I will write a slip.
Yes. And
That
copy.
slip you can share with your neighboring teacher who is in the neighboring class. There is emergency, this is the slip, that's why I have to go now. But if he is communicating with you in person, which 99.9% I used to do. So whenever he or she is free, he will come, sir, आपने बुलाया था. हाँ बेटा, please have a seat. First offer the seat. ग्लास पानी पियेंगे, एक 40 मिनट पढ़ा के आ रहे हैं, आपके तो कंटिन्यूअस पीरियड थे. नहीं सर, इट्स ओके. फिर भी अपना ग्लास पानी का, have it ma'am, a sip of water, then we'll discuss. In that meanwhile, within a minute or so, I will recall what all points I was to discuss with the gentleman or gentle lady. It is not only this, it is helping myself also.
Absolutely.
Yes. Anybody else would like to come up? Sneha ji, Deepali ji, Nimita ji, Dr. Saab, Megha ji, Meenakshi Datta ji, Manika Thakur ji, Sweta ji, Deep Shikha Sahu ji, Deepali Gaware ji, and Joshika Supa ji. Revati Hariharan ji. She has already written few good words in the chat box from
Yes.
Joshika Supa. That's good. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes. Good night, all of you.
Good night. Have a nice dinner
Good night,
and a
ma'am.
nice week.
Right, ma'am.
Sir,
Good
good
night.
night, ma'am. Good
Right,
night, all of
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank
So
you,
should I
ma'am.
end it, Mr. Chama? Should I do it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank